This is a review of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu memes with Ryan Hall that we did after our podcast conversation. Memes are at once the lowest and the highest form of achievement by the collective intelligence of human civilization. I enjoy forcing brilliant people to be silly, hence this meme review. It's brought to you by Babbel, BetterHelp, and Raycon. Please check out the sponsors in the description to get a discount and to support this channel. And now, here's Jiu-Jitsu meme review with Ryan Hall. Another ridiculous thing I have to ask. I printed out, because I'm old school, some memes for you from Reddit. Oh. It'd be nice if you
what do I
go through them and maybe, what's your favorite number?
12.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 12, let's give a ranking to these ridiculous memes.
I support all of these guys. Anyone with like the mustachioed, like fisticuffs guy is always funny.
So any meme that involves
and that guy's always, and whatever's about to come next is usually pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
It's tough to give a rating without understanding the universe of other memes that exist here. But I'll try to do my best.
You gotta make decisions.
All right, you're right.
So this is sobbing after adult class.
Sobbing after adult class. I think, is that man holding on to biting a piece of soap?
Yeah, that's actually. I don't know if you've seen. It's what's that show? It's Tobias from.
Oh, you're talking about Arrested Development?
I think it's Arrested Development. Tobias. That's what that looks like. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it's not.
All right, I'll give it a 4.
Wow, that's not good.
No, maybe 4 is really high. Who knows?
It could be. Yeah, you're a tough grader.
You move so well. Practice. It must be an innate gift, a gift from God. It's practice. I'll never understand how some people are so talented. A mystery. Practice. That one hits relatively close to home.
That's one of those like deep philosophical ones as opposed to funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's just accurate.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
So would you give good scores for accuracy? Or is it
I think I'm here for the jokes.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give it a 4 also.
Do you get this, by the way? This kind of experience?
What's that?
Of people like, well, Ryan Hall is just talented.
Well, I just don't think that I'm very talented, So, I just do nothing but martial arts all day, every day, and have done nothing but that.
Do you believe anybody can get good?
No.
Essentially?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It depends. I think if there's the only talent that I think I have is discipline and grit.
That's interesting. That could be genetic or whatever.
I think that's a real thing. You can't convince me to quit. But a friend of mine, someone said if I can talk you out of your dream, you don't want your dream. And I think that's true. Or where people go, oh my, so-and-so discouraged me. I'm like, I hear what you're saying. But if you really, really want to do any X, Y, or Z, you will decide to do it. And I firmly believe that. And again, whether that's true or not, it falls under the category of facilitative belief. And that will probably make you a little bit more, more of a go-getter in certain regards. So I guess, yeah, but I don't think I'm particularly talented. I just care a lot. Okay, yes, he's employing a sumo geisha, landing into a kiss of salami hold. Anybody, judo guy, opening his book of terminology. Yeah. I think they could actually expand that to modern jiu-jitsu guy who now tries to use Japanese words for all sorts of stuff.
What's the arm lock in there? I'm a judo person.
Jujigatami?
Jujigatami. Do you use like Japanese terms for techniques?
Not when I'm speaking to English speakers.
What do you think about like Eddie Bravo just renaming every technique?
That's weird to me too.
That's the full range of
yeah, exactly. There's the two ends of the spectrum, and you got to find what's right for you. You've got.
What do you call an arm lock?
Arm lock.
Okay.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, yeah. Come on, man. No, not that one. The other one. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But yeah, it's again, I think that there's a lot of people got to do what's right for you, but there's also I struggle with the branding going on that I see in jiu-jitsu. That's not something I'm super stoked about, and not But again, if it helps you remember, then right on.
1 to 12. What does this ridiculous meme get?
Oh, again, disturbingly accurate. I'll say 6.
Well, you're giving props to the accurate. All right. These memes are horrible. Like Reddit needs to do better.
Yeah, this one needs to be better. The best defense against a body triangle is to get really fat. That is a strong defense. Let's all agree with that. I'll give that one a 2.
I think I only picked memes that get like several hundred upvotes. So these at least Redditors thought they're of value.
Figured this would be the best way to get rid of coronavirus.
Put a blue belt on.
I like that one.
Oh, okay.
What do you
about to say that went over my head.
because everybody quits after they get a blue belt.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I was like, why is
very rare that I
teaching
get
it
one
martial arts
before
going to help?
Ryan.
Yeah. So you didn't, because you don't get it. What, that's like an undefined score. Or something?
I'll give it a 12
If you
because
need an
it's
explanation.
way
It's
smarter
way
than
over.
it's
John,
way
what
over
do
my
you
head.
give that one? You got a 12.
Let's say a 10.
I would give that one a 10, I think. Yeah, I like that one.
After 2 hours of hard sparring, you looking good.
After 10 minutes of
10 minutes of cardio, you look.
Yeah, you look like that. That's
No, that's.
yeah.
Can you relate?
think it's the
Well, I would have to. I would have to. I would have to
Yeah.
do cardio in order to understand that.
Yeah,
So
have you
again,
ever done cardio?
Again, it
Do you know
goes
what
well
that's
over
like?
my head. I ran once.
You
Yeah, I don't like
for a
running.
bus or whatever?
Running breeds cowardice. I don't want to do it. But yeah, it's don't want to get too involved. But
So maybe you can review this later once you actually try cardio.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. When you get submitted 46 times, but none of the submissions are IBJJF legal. I gotta say gonna give that a 2.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to the negatives, but that's
Yeah,
good.
all right. Yeah, about to say, was that appropriate?
All
All right. Negative 2. I was trying to be charitable. All right. Me, who got promoted during COVID, waiting to actually roll in my new belt.
People thought these were funny.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a 1. Yes,
Yeah, I'll take that a 1. All right. How 90% of BJJ instructionals. This one also hits close to home. I got to give it a give it a 6 for the accuracy. Okay, guys, that's I do the same thing.
By the way, I think you're the next. Your instructionals are in the next meme. So just so you know.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, I don't want to look at it yet. I'm sure they're saying something funny about me that's entirely accurate. So
Is this one
90%. Let's give that a 6.
So this is like an old school meal where you insert anything overly expensive.
During economic crisis, food, data, rent, half guard TVs, utility, 150. Someone who's good at the economy, please help me budget this. My family is dying. All right, I'm gonna give that an 11 out on a scale of 12.
The comment is like spend less on half guard DVDs. And
No.
the response is no.
Yeah, no. I like it. That's solid. All right, what the guy who murders you on the mat looks like outside the. That's absolutely accurate. If you guys have ever met Paul Schreiner, you know exactly what's going on. It's I still remember my first day. There was at Jiu-Jitsu, and this is where Jiu-Jitsu became like the coolest thing in the universe to me. There was a guy named Eric Ryerson, nice guy. He was at Ronin Athletics in New York. It's 2004, and he was a white belt. He was probably 130 pounds, soaking wet. And it was a white belt. And again, he didn't hold the banner for tough guy, certainly not at that time, but like I'll try to fight you. And just getting absolutely mollywopped by this guy and then going, holy crap, this is literally the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life. This is like magic. And it's not even like, oh, this guy's a black belt something or other and he's been at it for X time. How long have you been training for? I don't know, like 8 months. I'm like, have all my money. Yeah. Like, you're never going to get rid of me. And
it's a magic moment when you realize the technique matters. It's fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he wrote, if the bird scooter had existed at the time, Eric would have transported himself to the gym and to and from the gym on that. So I'm going to give that also an 11.
Too.
The stash. Yeah, he didn't have the stash, but I don't think that was in at the time.
That wasn't essential.
Yeah. When your teammate is losing the match, but you promise you would record the whole thing. I'll give that
I like the old school digital camera.
Yeah, that is true. I remember that. That
was a thing before smartphones.
Jiu-Jitsu ever kick your ass so bad you drive the speed limit home with no music playing? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
How often have you felt that recently? Like I remember feeling that often. Like just like I usually would take a bus home and I would just like sit there. Like no music, no podcast. It was just like this sad feeling overcoming your body. Like life is meaningless.
I remember when I first met Murillo Santana, like it was yesterday. It was like the winter because he has family that lives in the DC area, and we had our school in Arlington. And Murillo has like a beard out to here, and he's wearing like a Fidel Castro looking hat. And I'd never met him. He'd been to ADCC, and this is right after ADCC 2009. So this is like December 2009. And it's like snowing, and he's standing outside the gym. I'm like, what the hell's that? And, I walk up. I'm like, hey, man, can I help you? He's like, hey, got to trade with you? I'm like, are you Murillo Santana? Yeah. I'm like, all right. And he comes upstairs and super, super polite, super nice guy. And anyway, so I'd done the 66 kilos and he did 77. He says, hey, you want to roll? I'm like, yeah. And Murillo's had like the world's deepest voice since he was like a child. And I probably believe he had a beard when he came out of the womb. But anyway, we're training and I'm like, all right, not that good, but I'd done 80cc that year. I got third. I'd beaten some good guys. I had a really close match with Leo Vieira that I got screwed in. Thank you, referees at 80cc. That was decent at the time, at least. And but you get the feeling where I'm like, I can't fully understand what's going on here, but like I feel like I'm being let off the hook. I'm like, I'm not escaping this. I'm like, hey man, you can beat me up. He's like, oh, I'm trying. I'm like, no, come on. He's like, all right, maybe I'll try a little harder. And he's not being like, he's just being nice. I remember I had like 1,000-yard stare, like at the wall went at home that night forever. Cause it wasn't like, oh, people can't beat me up. There were plenty of people that beat me up, particularly that time. But it's like, I think he passed my guard like 35 times. Yeah. And that was something that wasn't happening, like for the most part. And I'm like, it's you wrestle. Oh, he's a little bigger. Yeah, that wasn't the problem. It was a skill thing. And just going like, what was that? And it wasn't like, oh, I get to play. We're gonna both train and he's gonna win. I'm like, we're not training. Yeah. I'm just getting like chucked around like a 4-year-old. I don't know any jiu-jitsu. I need to reevaluate my entire life. Murillo is a fantastic instructor and trainer in addition to being a great competitor and runs Unity Jiu-Jitsu in New York City. I feel lucky to have trained with many of the very, very best guys in the world. But man, Murillo's as good, as good as anyone I've ever met. Absolutely fantastic. Just fantastic knowledge of jiu-jitsu. And I remember just training periodically, overtime. I would get better, the gap would stay the same. And it was pretty cool and it was inspiring. It really taught me a lot.
It's the only way you get better, right?
So yes, I know exactly about it. I watched other people do the same thing. We would train and like, I don't want to use the people that everybody would know. Yeah. We would sit in the back of my like beater Honda Civic that I had at that time and watch them stare out the window like this.
Yeah.
And just like, yep, been there, buddy. And so,
like a tear slowly.
Oh yeah, exactly. Just the one. And
yeah. Okay. So this is another one of those memes that's just entirely accurate.
Yeah. So I'll give that an 11.
All right.
Guy watching UFC. I don't get all this ground stuff. I wish I knew an expert who could explain it to me. 2-stripe white belt. Yeah, that's also accurate. A little less funny, but I don't know enough about SpongeBob SquarePants to be able to like understand what that expression means.
Yeah, but
because usually it would involve like Roger Gracie standing right there, and I'm like, easy, Roger, I got this.
Yeah,
and I step in front of him.
True. Yeah, there's a.
I'll give that a 7.
That's a 7. That's a strong place to end.
I feel that way.
Ryan, thanks for putting up with the ridiculous request.
No, thank you so much.
Meme review.